So again, today's class is going to be going over the Connect platform as well as a little bit of the Command platform. We're going to be going over what's available for you within the Connect platform, as well as what is available for you as far as the referral platform within both Connect and Command. So again, to start, I'm just on access.kw.com, and then I'm just entering in my login credentials, and I'm just going to click on Login. This was happening earlier too. There we go. So if you guys are getting that same error message, just try going to mykw.kw.com and it will give you access to your MyKW platform. So this may look familiar to a lot of you. This is just your homepage. So to start, once you guys are logged in, on the top left-hand corner, you guys should have a home icon. We're just going to hover over that and click on KW Connect. And this is going to bring us right to the Connect portal. I'll give a second for this to load. So when this first pops up, you'll notice if any of you had seen this class prior, or if you've ever gone into the Connect platform, a lot of this has actually been updated recently. That being said, now when you come right to the Connect platform, it's going to have some information about the new platform for Pivot. So they're live streaming here. You can ask your questions. It has some information on the actual platform right on this main page. I have this muted currently. However, you have access to all of this. So right when you first log in, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see right here now you actually have almost like a schedule calendar that you have your week at a glance, you have your specific days, and you can see exactly what's going to be essentially broadcast. You can see the classes that are available, and this is going to be available to you guys 24/7. So once you guys scroll down a little bit more, this is where you have your on-demand videos. So rather than the live feed videos that you also have access to, these are the ones that are going to be recorded and then posted for you. So you'll see on the left-hand side, you actually have access to navigate via these essential sections. So you have your lead gen and conversation, you have skills for shift, you have mindset, shift book club, pivot power session, and then special sessions. So you have access to all of these. You can come in here and essentially click whichever section you're interested in, and then you would just click on the specific video that you're interested in reviewing, and then that will open up for you. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have our resources. So these are going to be more text rather than your video options or audio options. You have your skills for shift, shift book club, and then pivot power session. These are all going to be platforms that you also have access to, and we'll click on one of them. And when we pull it up, you'll see that you'll actually have access to download now, which will just download as a file right on your computer for you. So again, you guys have access to all of these materials. Go back to Pivot. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have the Pivot Partners. So you guys have access MAPS coaching. You guys can click on this to learn more if that's something that you guys are either looking into joining or recently joined. Bold Pivot. Learn more. You guys have access to just learn a little bit more about Bold and when it's going to be coming to your area. And then Command Your Business. This is going to go over the actual Command platform and just give you some more information on how to navigate the Command platform and essentially utilize it best for your business. And then you have Talk to Your Clients. This will give you scripts and some more information on how to navigate your business as well. And then related articles are right at the bottom. This will have anything for specific agents or training platforms that you guys have access to. This is all available to you. You can also click on View All, which will pull up all articles available to you guys as agents right within the Connect platform. Scroll back up to the top. See. And I did see that a question came through in regards to Pivot. So for that platform, I'll answer everything at the end, but you guys have access to all of this right on the main page. Again, I just logged in right through mykw.kw.com and then clicked on Home and then KW Connect. And that will give you guys access to this platform that we're in right now. So once you guys have had a chance to look at the main page, which essentially goes over all of the new platforms for Pivot, we're going to look at the memberships tab. So memberships, these are going to give you, this is going to give you all of the information on the memberships that you have available to you through Keller Williams International. So when you hover over memberships, you'll see My Memberships and then Explore Memberships. I'm going to be clicking on Explore just so we can kind of see what the options are for you guys. If you are already associated with one of these memberships, whether you're a part of luxury or commercial or land, you can actually click on My Memberships and pull up all of the materials that are specific to that membership. So for right now, what's available to you guys again have luxury, commercial, young professionals, and then also land. If this is something that you might be interested in, you guys can come back in here, click on whichever one that you're looking to join. It will pull up information, how to join, what's available to you within that membership, and all of that information will be provided right within this portal. And then again, if you are already a part of one of these and you're just looking for the resources that you have access to, if you again hover over memberships and click on My Memberships, it will give you the same feed and you can actually click on them and it will pull up all of that information for you. Moving over to the next tab, which is Calendar. The calendar is essentially a access platform that your office can add all of your office classes on, which is great. That way you guys have access to see what's available, all of the classes that are available. So we're going to click on Calendar. So when you guys first pull this up, you may see something similar to me. All of these platforms you're seeing right now should be red. And if you have not yet logged in, or if you're essentially just joining on the top right-hand corner, you want to make sure that you're logged into the Connect platform. So you should either see your picture here or the KW logo, and when you hover over it, you should see log out. If you don't see log out, it means you're not yet logged in. So make sure that you click on that login, and it should automatically log you in as long as you access Connect through the MyKW platform. So once you guys are logged in, your calendar may change because your calendar should be pulling your specific market center information when you first come in here, rather than everybody's classes that are available. So just to show you guys the filters that are available on the calendar platform, I'm going to click on Advanced Filter, which is right on the top left-hand section. And you guys will see all of your options here for the classes that you have available. So you have KW Learning Center, My Region, all regional events, all MC events, and commercial. For right now, just so you guys can see what your market center has available, make sure that you have the little checkbox selected next to My Market Center, and it should be a red dot. And that's essentially letting you know what color the classes are going to populate as. And then I have all events. And then filter by type, I have everything selected. However, if you're specifically looking for a class, you can unselect the others and then just click Apply Filter. And now you'll see these are all of the classes that the market center that we are affiliated with is holding. The beauty of this is that you can also sync it to your phone, which is great. You can sync it to Google Calendar, which is accessible both essentially from an iPhone or an Android. And then from here, what I'll show you guys is if I just click on a class, we'll click on one that hasn't happened yet so I can sign up. I'm going to click on the Productivity Lab. When this opens, you'll see now that you have access to register for this class, which is great for your market center just so they can get a head count for who's going to be there. And then on the left-hand side, you'll see export to Google Calendar. So if you don't want to share the entire office calendar with your Google Calendar, you only want specific classes that you've registered for or something that you want to keep an eye out for. If you're waiting on Ignite or one of the classes that your office has available, you can pull it up on your calendar and Connect, and then just share that specific class on your Google Calendar. And then once you click that, it will essentially go through the process of linking it right up to your phone for you. So the SLM classes, unless your office is actually adding them to their office calendar, that unfortunately wouldn't populate in the Connect platform. However, all of our classes are posted on our website, which I can drop into the chat at the end of class. So if you guys are looking specifically for our SLM classes that we offer, I can drop the actual direct link right to our classes. Okay. So I'm just going to back to the calendar. So some of you may actually have the SLM classes populating here. If your office physically adds them to their calendar, they will show here, but some offices do not. So again, I'll put that through the chat right when we're done here. Okay, so scrolling back up to the top, this tab. So the resources tab is going to give you guys access to a lot of information. That being said, you'll see that you have Connect Live right at the top. You have Pivot, Shift Ahead. Someone had asked earlier how to access information on Pivot specifically. That will bring you there. Welcome new associates, culture, events, industry. Keller Mortgage. A lot of agents have been asking about Keller Mortgage, how to navigate their platform, how to get marketing materials. That's all available there for you. KWU is going to have some pre-recorded videos, some articles for you, essentially just learning materials for you. MAPS coaching, marketing, Market Center leadership. You may not have access to that depending on how you are added into the system. If you're an agent, you may not see that. Keller Cloud products, leverage, profit share, and vendor search. So the first thing that I want to touch upon is the KWU, just so you guys can see what information you have access to as far as training materials go, right from within the Connect platform. So I'm going to click on KWU. The first thing that you guys will see after clicking on that is the courses. So you guys have access to, again, pre-recorded classes. These are all provided by Keller Williams International. You'll have access to them right here. Also, if you're a newer agent or you're just retaking Ignite, you have access to all of their materials by clicking on Ignite. You can actually download some of the information. You have access to essentially what each class is going to cover. It breaks it down for you. All of that's available right from within here. Then you have Ignite 2.0, which looks like it may be in the process of relaunching. And then you have your Market Center Command course materials, Leverage series, Shift. If you guys are doing Shift, a lot of market centers have been launching that as well. KW faculty you may not have access to, but then guides and checklists. My recommendation is when you guys have a couple of minutes to come in here and just kind of dig around, you have access to a lot of materials under here that are just going to give you essentially guidelines and a little bit more of an overview in regards to what you have access to within the KW platforms. So what command has access to, what you should have access to as far as your opportunities and transactions and all of those platforms. This will break it down for you. So everything, again, is all on the left-hand side as well. And then as far as, I wanted to pull up KWU on demand, this will be all of your live stream classes. So if you click on here, it will actually pull up all of the live streams that are available. So I'm going to pull this up. So you'll see all of the pivot information. You have some Market Center updates. All of these are going to be launched for you guys. So you should have access to all of this now. You also, once clicking on that, will see that you have access to narrow down the type of information that you're viewing. So you have your search bar, you have filter by types, You can do videos, audio, you want to search by a certain user, documents. If there's a certain vendor that you're looking for, you have access to navigate all of that. On top of that, you also have access to select the type. So you'll notice right now, you may have both of them are populating as red. If you actually unselect KW, this is going to pull up associate only, meaning that it's only going to pull up associate posted materials. So other agents just like you or offices that may have posted, it will actually pull that information up for you. If you then click on the red guy and just make KW red, it will pull up KWRI only, meaning it's going to pull up videos, documents, audio files that specifically were posted by Keller Williams International. So if you leave them both red, it's essentially just going to pull up everything for you. So that's a recommended option. But if there's something specific that you're looking for, it just helps you narrow down the information that's pulling. So once you guys have had a chance to look at that, the next thing that I wanted to take a look at is going to be marketing. So marketing is going to be a tool that a lot of agents end up using if you decide to essentially customize your website, or if you're looking for a logo or any sort of marketing materials in regards to that platform. This is where you're going to be able to find it. So again, I'm just hovering over resources and I'm going to be clicking on marketing. And once you click on that, the first thing you're going to see is logos and branding, which we'll be going into as well. I just kind of want to show you guys what else is available under here. So you do have the listing presentation template that will allow you to download it as a PowerPoint. So if you do click on that, it will allow you to download essentially an editable listing presentation, again, that you can edit right through the PowerPoint platform. You have KW Red Label. You have Outfront, press release templates, which is great. Social media, it will just go over how, as an agent, you can essentially navigate your social media presence a little bit better. And then leadership resources, again, you may not have access to, depending on what status you are with the Market Center. But you have access to all of these. Every agent will have access to them. I know where we lost internet earlier. Make sure you are logged in because it will give you access to everything. If you're still not seeing that you're logged in, just make sure that you hover over the top right-hand corner and make sure that you click on the login option. So now that you guys have seen that, I'm just going to click on logos and branding just so I can show you how to actually navigate that platform and find your actual office logo. So once we click on this, you have access to your style guide, which is just going to go over some of the information in regards to marketing. If you are doing something custom, or if you're questioning ordering signs, or you're having someone build a website, whatever it may be, I would take a peek at this because it's going to go over some of the compliance issues with Keller Williams. It will kind of just explain, logo sizes, what needs to be done in order for everything to remain compliant. It will also give you the exact colors for Keller Williams, the reds, the grays. It will break all of that down for you just so you have access to everything for yourself. And if you're having a custom website built, it's just a great tool to have downloaded. Scrolling down a little bit, you'll see that you have your Market Center logos. So right here, right beneath that, you'll see that you have a text box. You can either search for your Market Center via your Market Center number, or you can actually search by the name of the Market Center. So say you are working out of a specific city, you can type that in, or if you know your Market Center number, I'll do 510. So if I type in that, you'll see right here, it pulls up the Market Center. And when you click on download, what that download is actually going to give you is every single logo that office has on file. So it's going to give you the solid black logo with the white background, or it will give you the red logo, for example, the red with the gray office name with no background. This is how you can actually access all of those. So the folder does have about, depending on the office, usually about 15 to 20 logos in there, and you can actually sift through and choose whichever logo you need. So if you're creating a marketing piece and you need that white Keller Williams logo with no background, that will be available here for you. If you do search for your office and you don't have a logo available, what you would essentially have access to is all of the logos underneath. So you also have access to these same formatted logos. For example, the red Keller Williams with the black background reversed. You have the grayscale, the white one. You have access to all of these. You can just download them right from here just by clicking on web. So again, if your office does not have an office specific logo, if you type in your market center number or your market center name, nothing comes up, don't panic. You still have access to all of these logos. It just means that your office doesn't have an office specific logo. And I saw a question come through. How did you get to the logo part? So if you actually come into, if you're in Connect already, if you hover over resources and click on marketing, that will bring you right into essentially the marketing platform. And we'll pull it back up just so you can see it. Resources, marketing, and then you'll see logos and branding right front and center. And then when we click on that, you'll see your logo section right here. And then you'll just type in your market center information and that will allow you to download everything. So again, you guys have access to the general Keller Williams logos. You also have access to the Keller Williams with the Keller Williams Realty, all the same formats. You have access to the regular KW, just keep scrolling down, the We Are KW1. All of you have access to these all of the time, but if you specifically do not have a market center logo, you can also use any of these for any of your marketing pieces. So that's just a good thing to kind of keep in mind, just in case you need a specific logo. Again, even if you're creating a flyer and you just wanted one without a background, you can come in here and grab it right from here. So scrolling back up to the top, the last thing on here that I just kind of wanted to touch upon is under Resources, Keller Cloud Products. I'm going to click on that. That's going to pull up some more information. Again, these are training materials that are 100% available to you guys as Keller Williams agents. They're going to go over everything within Command, as a consumer, Connect, Training, Kelly, Agent Sites. It's just going to break those platforms down a little bit more. That way you can actually see how they're supposed to be functioning, what you have access to so far, what's been launched. It will have updates. So this is just a great thing to keep in mind that you have right available to you. So again, this is right under that Resources tab and then Keller Cloud Products. And it's going to pull up all of this information for you. You can then click on each individual platform. And again, it's just going to break it down further for you. Coming back up to the top of the toolbar, the next option that we have on the Connect platform is Ask Agents. So Ask Agents is exactly what it sounds like. It's actually a platform or essentially an open forum for you to be able to ask agents anything. So when you click on Ask Agents, the first thing you're going to see on the right-hand side is where you can actually ask a question as an agent. Right front and center, you're going to see that you have a search platform, so you can pull from previous content that's been posted. You also have most active, newest, favorites, my posts, and these are going to be specific questions or essentially conversations that other agents have been asking or conversing about. So if you're stuck with something on DocuSign, or you're trying to create a flyer and you're, struggling with something, or open house questions, open house tips, things like that, you can actually come in here and pull up information that other agents may have posted or asked about previously, and all of their feedback will be right here for you. So this is just a great thing to kind of, again, keep in mind, because these are your peers. So these are other agents that might have the same questions and they may have already been answered right on this platform. If not, you can ask it yourself and then it will notify you once you actually have your response back. So this is just another tool to keep in mind that you guys have available to you. The next tab is going to be technology. So you have your tech-enabled agent, Command Your Business, Compliance and More, and Leadership Tech Guide. So Compliance and More is going to go over some of the compliance aspects that you might want to pay attention to within the KW platform. So that's something that you may want to take a chance just to look into. The tech-enabled agent and Command Your Business are going to be very similar to the resources section that we looked at earlier, but I'm going to click on tech-enabled agent just so we can take a look at it and I can show you guys what's available there. So again, I'm on technology and the first option, which is tech-enabled agent. Once this page loads, you guys should see I'm ready to use Command, what to do. I need training on how to run my business. I'm ready to set up my KW app. You guys can essentially jump right in here, click on whichever one pertains to you or anyone that you're even just interested in learning a little bit more about, and it will actually bring you to training or essentially bring you to support, get details, recommended training. It will pull all of that up for you. Scrolling down a little bit, future-proof your business with Command. Again, it's just going to break down the Command platform. Where it's such a new platform, there's a lot of resources available to you guys as Keller Williams agents. This is just one more place you guys can come for a little bit of essential guidance, just to kind of go through that platform, see again what's available, how to navigate it, what you guys should have access to, just to make sure everything is set up, ready to go. All of your marketing materials are updated. This is going to show you how to do it. So again, scrolling down a little bit more, this is going over the actual Command applications. So what I want to try in Command: goals, tasks, reports, referrals, which we'll touch upon today. I'm going to show you guys how to access that in Command. Transactions, if you guys are already using Command in order to funnel your transactions through the DocuSign platform, this is another great tool. Creating marketing materials, your websites, campaigns, all of this material is available to you guys. So again, this is just something to keep in mind right from within the tech-enabled agent. You have access to all of this. The new mobile app that just launched, how to set up your app, how to find training, learn more just about the new mobile app. If you guys haven't had a chance to download this or essentially touch upon it yet, all of this information is great. It's just going to show you guys how to make sure it's branded, how to make sure it's set up, how to edit the information that's pulling to it. So this is something to also keep in mind, especially where the mobile app is so new. And then scrolling down to the last section, these are just quick videos, quick training videos that are available to you, how-to videos, on-demand training. You guys have access to all of these. So any of them that may apply to you, you come in here, click play, and it will expand, and you guys can listen to the videos, watch the videos, and follow along. Let's scroll back up to the top. So then the next platform is going to be referrals. However, I'm going to touch upon growth first, since the most of this class is actually going to be based on the referrals platform. So the last tab is growth. So you're going to see your growth initiative, growth resources, again, leadership opportunities you may not see, and then expansion. So if you are an expansion agent, or essentially you're just affiliated with more than one office, the expansion platform is just going to show you essentially what you have access to, how things should be set up, just to make things a little bit easier. There's also some feedback from other expansion agents. So again, if you're with multiple offices and you're just confused on how that's going to look, how that's going to work, definitely take a look at this. It's just going to break it down a little bit easier and show you the process. Then you have your growth resources and growth initiative. These two platforms are more navigated through Command, which again, I'm going to touch upon at the end of class just so you guys can see where it is. But the growth initiative is just going to essentially go over goals, how to set up your goals, what your goals essentially pull from, and how that platform works. So if you guys have questions on that, you have these resources right here. However, setting up your actual goals will be done from the Command platform now. So I'll show you guys where that is as well. So now I'm just going to be clicking on the referrals button, just so we can go over what's available within referrals, how to send a referral, and all of that information. Let's see. So if you're trying to log into Connect right now, that's actually not through Command. We're in Connect, which is accessible via mykw.kw.com. And then you'll hover over the home button on the top left-hand corner, and you'll see KW Connect. And that should bring you essentially right to the screen. And again, I'm just clicking on My Referrals. So once you guys have clicked on that, the first thing that you guys should be seeing is essentially the My Referral section, which you'll see any referrals that are awaiting response, any referrals that are inbound or outbound. Our numbers are always going to stay 0, only because we are not licensed real estate agents. So yours may look a little bit different if you've obviously sent out a referral, accepted a referral, or if you have any referrals that you're waiting on response from the agent that you've sent them out to. Your numbers may essentially vary right here. So once you guys have looked at that information, scrolling down a little bit, you have your referral network. So these are all people, agents, staff that you may have added to your referral network, whether they are just friends that live in other locations, or maybe agents that cover different areas, or staff members, whatever it may be. This is where their information will populate for you. That being said, we do have a couple of pending invitations. If you have people that you're pending and you want to add them, you can click on here and just start adding them in. However, once you have somebody added into your referral network, you can come into here, can actually click on their profile and you can pull up all of their information. So you have their statistics, you have about the agent, which we're going to go over how to edit that for your information. Private notes, for example, if you met them maybe at family reunion, or you know that they deal specifically with commercial real estate, you may want to add a private note in there. That will allow you to just kind of mental note how you met them, what that agent covers. And then you have referral statistics coming soon. They are still working on that. And that will actually feed through the command platform as well. But this is just a great way to, again, just keep tabs on the people that you have in your referral network. If you're looking for someone that's covering a specific area, you have their coverage locations right here. You can come in here, send them a referral specifically. So it's just a great thing to keep in mind. I'll minimize that. So then once you guys have had a chance to take a look at that, you should see you have go to referrals right front and center, which will essentially allow you to just dive into these. I'm going to click on it. However, again, keep in mind that our platform does look a little bit different only because we are not licensed real estate agents. So right here, again, if you have referrals in any of these platforms, it should give you an actual list of the referrals. That way you can actually see the information on them. So for example, if you have an inbound referral, it should have the client's name, the agent's name. It's a way for you to actually message back and forth between you and the agent that you've assigned it to, which is great. It's a great way to keep tabs on a referral that's either inbound, outbound, or awaiting response. It will allow you to communicate with them. They can drop updates. You can request an update, and it will essentially notify that agent. So this is just another way just to keep in mind how you can essentially keep tabs on referrals that you're sending through. Go back to the dashboard. So once you guys have looked at that, what I wanted to go over is essentially Grow My Network. So Grow My Network is not only going to show you how to find an agent and essentially add them to your network / send them a referral, but it's also going to show you guys how to actually narrow down the agents that are pulling up in your search. So we're going to click on this. And it might take a second to load, so don't panic. Once this page does load, you guys should essentially see a map. If you have your location turned on, it may be zooming into where you actually practice real estate, which is completely fine. However, if you're looking for a referral or essentially looking to send a referral, chances are you either don't have an agent in mind, or if you do, you can search for them by name on the top right-hand corner. If you don't have an agent in mind and you have somebody looking for real estate, say in Sarasota, Florida, you can actually come right into the top left-hand corner and I can just type in Sarasota and you'll just pull it right from the drop-down list. When I click on that, the map's automatically going to zoom into that location. Zoom out a little bit. So now coming in here, I can actually plug in, say I want, let's pull up closed units. So I'm going to do, I want them to have 3 closed units, 4 closed units. So I'll plug that in. Listings sold, you can plug in 2, buy side, leases, KW specializations. You can check off whatever would essentially apply. And then this should be pulling up. There we go. I was going to say, there should definitely be some dots for you guys. So now once you have that, you can essentially zoom in or out. If you know that your client is looking in a specific area, you can zoom in on that area in order to pull up agents that cover that specific area. Or if you just know that they mentioned a specific listing, you can always go around that area as well. And then again, I'm just zooming in and out. That way you guys can see all of these dots are essentially transactions that agents have closed. So that being said, you have access to zoom in specifically on certain locations. So I'm going to zoom in on Bayshore, just so we can narrow down the people that are populating, because right now we have 371 results. So there we go. By zooming in, it actually bumps me down to 14 just by zooming into this specific area. So say someone says that they're looking to live, you know, right on the water in a certain area, you can zoom in here and you can actually see all of these agents that have had transactions. So this is a great way just to narrow down the agents that are populating. But that being said, you can also do this within Command, which I'm going to go over as well within Command. But this is just a way that you can essentially pull somebody up. You can click on their name. You can pull up their specs, their information. It shows you how many closed units they've had, listings sold. And then you can even come in here and either send them the referral specifically, or you can actually add them to your network and then essentially open conversation and send over the referral. But this is if you're looking to send the referral to a specific agent and you're looking to narrow it down. Another way to do it, if you don't have an agent in mind, you can also send out broadcast referral. Broadcast referral is essentially going to allow you to send the same referral to all 14 agents that are currently populating. And essentially it's almost first come, first serve. So whoever accepts that referral first is essentially going to be able to actually work with that referral for you. So that's a great thing to keep in mind as well. On the Connect platform, the broadcast referral, I believe it's capped at 200. So in other words, if it's over 200, it won't let you send out a broadcast referral. It has to be under that. On Command, it's 50. So if you have over 50 agents populating, it actually won't allow you to send out a broadcast referral. You need to narrow it down so it's under 50 agents. So that's how you essentially find a specific agent within this platform. Now what I want to do, that way now that you have seen where this information populates, so for example, again, when you click on their information, you have closed units, you have his email, you can click on his name, which will pull up his profile. I want to show you guys how to make sure that your profile is set up and pulling information, because it looks like right now there's actually no bio or anything added here. So I'm going to show you guys how to edit that. So I'm on the referral section. I'm going to X out of that so it minimizes. And pull this up. And then all I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to click back to memberships just so it refreshes this. There we go, because I need this top right-hand corner. So on the top right-hand corner now of Connect, you guys should have that circle, essentially should have your picture or KW. And then I'm just going to click on My Profile. This is going to allow us to actually go in, make sure our profile is set up, make sure every piece of information that we want populating is populating. It's also going to allow us to adjust our notifications. That way we can make sure if a referral does come through, that we're going to be able to get it within the correct amount of time. That way we can accept it. So again, top right-hand corner, we're going to click on My Profile. Once this comes up, the first thing you guys will see is we have our picture, followers, following, and then you have some information right at the top, essentially on the toolbar, about me, which will pull up your entire bio. And then you also have sales information that populates right at the bottom. Again, ours will all be zeros because unfortunately we're not licensed real estate agents. You'll also have your time with Keller Williams, and then memberships, and then also service area. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to click on the Edit My Profile button, which should be right to the right of your name. Once this page loads, the first option that you have access to is going to be uploading your photo and uploading the banner. So the banner, and I'll leave this up just so we can see how it's actually updating. So the banner is going to be the picture that shows up right on the top. As of right now, it should default. It's usually a skyline. If you guys have something specific you want to add, whether if you cover, a beach area, you want to make sure it's a beach, or if you're in the city, you want a picture of that specific city, you guys actually have access to edit this picture right on the background. Keep in mind that it does have to be very specific dimensions, and if it's actually off, the Connect platform will reject it. So you need to make sure that it's 1920 by 313. If you guys get stuck with that, if you're having trouble adding it, feel free to send the picture over to us. We can always reformat it. Just make sure that you specify that you're trying to add it to the KW Connect banner, just so we know where it's going and we can match the specifications for you. For your actual headshot, it's recommended that it is a square, only because it does tend to chop it funny if it's not. So just keep that in mind as well. And again, your picture, that's going to be what's populating right here. So again, if that picture is already cropped as a square, it fits perfectly into the circle. If it's more of a rectangle, whether it's a horizontal rectangle or vertical, it tends to crop it funny. It won't squish it, it just kind of crops it for you. So make sure that's been set up as a square. And then scrolling down a little bit, we have our email address. You want to make sure that this is whatever email address not only you want on your marketing materials, but also an email address that you check regularly, because any referral that you get, it's essentially going to be notifying you via that email. So if you send out a referral and you're trying to request notes, this is a great way just to make sure that you're getting everything back and forth. So make sure that whatever email is on your marketing materials is here, or essentially whatever email you're frequently checking. Scrolling down, we have phone number and mobile number. For a lot of agents, these are the same phone numbers. That's completely fine. If you do have a mobile number and say a landline that you use for office, or if you're in a physical office and you have an extension, you can put that in as well. And I just saw a question come up, can referrals be texted? They don't get texted over, however, they will notify you on the Kelly app as well. So if you have the Kelly app on your phone and you have Kelly app set to give you notifications, you'll get notifications through there once a referral comes through. Scrolling down a little bit more, you'll see your service areas. You guys can add this whether it's cities or zip codes or neighborhoods, however you want to add it. We've seen some agents do counties as well. Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever your service areas are, you can add that in. Bio, this is the same bio that would essentially be in Command in your MyKW platform. Essentially your universal bio, you can just copy and paste that right in here. If you're a brand new agent, chances are we've already added that in for you. Or if you didn't have a bio when you originally joined and we set this up for you, you would essentially have the default bio there. So you can come in and edit this at any time. If you want to copy and paste a bio that you may have revised, feel free to do so. You can paste that right in. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have all of your social media platforms. So we have Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Google+. These do have to be hyperlinked, so you do need to make sure that they start with HTTPS and then semicolon / / and then you also want to make sure that it has the full URL. So for example, you wouldn't want just facebook.com, you would want to make sure it has that / and then your personal page. This is just going to allow agents that essentially either add you to their network or they're looking to send a referral, they'll have access to see all of these marketing pieces. Scrolling down a little bit more, you can add in custom tags if there's a specific type of real estate that you regularly handle, say you're a part of commercial or you deal with luxury, new build, whatever it may be, you can add that in. Obviously with ours, we have digital marketing, real estate marketing, and KW technology, but feel free to add anything in here that you feel pertains to your real estate. Scrolling down a little bit more, this is your primary market center. So again, any expansion agents, if you are an expansion agent, you would just want to make sure that your primary market center is populating here. As of right now, we have ours set as Atlanta. However, again, if you're with multiple market centers, you would just want your primary. It doesn't mean that your other one won't show up. It just means that this will essentially be labeled as your primary. You can still add in multiple locations up here for your service area. Anyone that's licensed in multiple states, affiliated with more than one market center, you can add all of your coverage areas here. That's not a problem. Coming down here to email frequency. So this is going to be huge when it comes to those referrals that are coming in. Email frequency right now is set at send me a notification for each update. That means each time a referral comes through, an email will be sent over. If you have this set to send me a daily or send me a weekly summary, what's going to happen is when a referral comes through, it's going to send it to you once a day or once a week. That being said, if you are essentially an agent that has been lumped into one of those broadcast referrals, an agent from another area sent out a broadcast referral, and you only get your reminders either daily or weekly, you may not get that reminder in time in order to accept that referral. So that's why essentially you can select send me notification for each update. You don't have to. Just keep in mind that that is what it's pertaining to. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have our profile display options. So if you're on a team, you can have that populate memberships, closed units, buy sales, closed units, time with KW, specializations. All of this information can populate right on your Connect profile. Keep in mind that if you have been with Keller Williams your entire real estate career, all of your specs will show up. If you recently transferred from another office or essentially another brokerage, unfortunately, the other brokerage's information won't populate here, as it would have to have been with Keller Williams. If you transfer offices from one Keller Williams office to another, that information should feed over for you and essentially it will stay intact on your profile. But again, if you came from another brokerage, unfortunately, your past sales won't populate here because they would have to be tracked by Keller Williams. So once you guys have toggled the information that you want to populate, and again, you can literally, you just click the button and you'll see that it will go to yes or no. Once you guys have updated that, if you guys made any edits to any of the other pieces of your profile, just make sure that you click update. And again, there's an update button at the bottom and the top. They do the exact same thing. So if you already clicked the one at the top, you're fine. So once your profile is all set, you can then go into, or essentially hover over the top right-hand corner, click back to my profile, and that should be populating all of the updates that you just made. So if you changed your banner, you added a picture, added any information in your bio, any of this will all now populate for you, any of the updates that you did. You'll notice your contact information doesn't show right on here, but it does show on the referral network, as we showed earlier. So when you go in to actually grow your network, and if someone is looking for an agent, your email and phone number will both populate on that profile. So now the last thing that I want to go over is actually from the Command platform. I just want to show you guys essentially what's available for you within Command, because that referral platform we just went over is now available within Command, and it actually gives you more options. So I want to touch upon that. I also want to show you guys where to find and set up your goals within Command. That way you at least have some navigation on that. We also do an entire class just on the goals platform as well. So now what I'm going to be doing, so I'm going to X out of these two. And I'm just going to pull up Command. I am seeing questions come through. I'll go over that right at the end of class. I just want to touch upon this really quick, and then I'll answer any questions that you guys have as well. So now that I'm logged into Command, I'm sure this screen looks very familiar to most of you. I'm just on the regular home screen of Command right now. On the left-hand side, these are all of your essential icons, and you'll see that you have your referrals option, and you also have your reports option. So I'm going to show you guys reports first. This is where all of your goals are going to be held. So I'm just clicking on, again, little bar graph icon. I'm going to click on that. Once this populates, this essentially brings you right to the general dashboard, and I'm just going to click on goals right on the top. Once this populates, you guys will see any goals that you guys have set up. If you haven't set anything up yet, this might be all zeros, which is completely fine. You can actually go into goal settings and start correlating all of that. Again, we do have an entire class that goes over the entire goals platform, how to edit them, how to track them, how to make sure they're tracking properly. So we do have information on that. It's available right on your YouTube channel. And if you guys need that sent over to you, just drop your email in the chat and just say that you guys want the goals class, and I can shoot an email over to you. But I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew where to find this now, because it was previously within the Connect platform. Now it's all accessible through Command, just in case you guys were looking for it. So again, it's right under the reports platform and then goals, and you'll see all of your goals set up right in here. Goal settings is how you guys can set it up. So now for referrals, I'm just going to click on the icon right above. When you hover over it, it should also say referrals. This platform is the exact same platform that we were just in Connect. However, it's actually through Command. So they're the exact same thing. They actually communicate with each other, meaning that any information that was in your Connect referrals platform, it's going to populate here and vice versa. So don't panic. You don't have two separate platforms. It's essentially a mirroring platform. So now when you click on your referrals platform, you're going to see, again, we still have our 83 pending invites. We have our 8 people that were in our referral network. Things look pretty similar as far as the actual referral platform with your referral network and all of your contacts. However, one of the things that I just wanted to make sure that we touched upon, I'll show you this. Everything's the exact same. You'll see here referrals coming soon. You can still add your notes. You have all of the access to their contact information. Again, this is why having that profile set up is so important. This is where your information is going to pull to. All of your stats will pull automatically from the office. Again, if you are with Keller Williams, it pulls everything within the last 12 months for you. But coming up to the top, come into here, and I'm going to click on Grow My Network again, just to show you guys the search function, because it's a little bit different with the command platform. So I'm still under referrals, and I'm just going to click on Grow My Network. And it actually bumps you right over. I'm going to do Don't Allow, just so. So now coming in here, again, it's just on the Maps tab as well, another way to access it. I'm going to do the exact same thing I did before, and I'm going to type in Sarasota, and I'm going to pull. Make sure that you select it from the drop-down list. Sometimes if you don't, it doesn't actually pull the information. It will just kind of sit in holding pattern. So make sure that you're selecting whatever area you're looking for right on the drop-down list. You'll see as zoomed out right now, I'm pulling up 653 agents, quite a few agents. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And the zoom does take a second, so don't panic. It's essentially calculating these agents each time you zoom in, so it does take a couple minutes. I'm going to zoom in as much as I can just so I can show you guys this feature. Okay. So while that's zooming in and still kind of updating, you'll see production. You still have access to filter based on production. So you can click on this drop down. You can filter by market center. You can filter by my network, referral patterns. So you have access to kind of filter a little bit more specifically, which is great. So again, if you're looking for an agent in a specific market center, you know that they're looking in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, you can click on market centers and actually pull that up. Or if you're looking based on production, you can pull that up as well. As of right now, we're pulling by production, which is why their little dots are green as well. But you'll see now I have 11 agents. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more just so trying to get it. There we go. So now I only have 6 agents. The beauty of this is as I hover over these agents, you'll see that the dot is actually changing color. So you'll notice that as I'm hovering over this agent, the dot down here will change color. So as you hover over them, what it's doing is it's actually telling you which closing or which property this agent specifically dealt with. This is very helpful for a client that you might be working with and they're looking in either a specific building or they're looking in a specific neighborhood. You can physically come in here, zoom in on that neighborhood or that high-rise building and see who actually has transactions in that neighborhood, who has transactions in that building, which is great because obviously when you're sending that referral out, you can say, I know you already had a closing here. I have a referral for blank, and it just makes it, they're already familiar with that area and they already have all of that expertise within that area. So coming in here, you can actually come in, again, you just highlight over the agent. When you have a lot of agents populating, it's hard because you have this drop-down list. But when you hover over the agents, you'll notice that the little dots are just going to change color. So once it hovers red, it's just letting you know that it's that agent's transaction. So that's a great thing just to keep in mind. You also, again, have access to the filters, same filters we had access to in Connect, closed units, listings sold, buy sides, leases, all of those are still available to you. You can also search by KW specializations. You would just select whichever options you want and just click apply filter, and it will narrow everybody down for you. Same thing, broadcast referral, zoom in a little bit. Broadcast referral has to be under 50. So right now, 55, it gets grayed out. And now my filters are too strong and it bumped everybody. Let's move these back to 0, apply. And you'll see, yeah, once it's down to 3, it lets me send that broadcast referral. So when you click on that broadcast referral, exact same thing as Connect. So essentially allow you to select buyer, seller, tenant, landlord. You can adjust your referral fee, acceptance deadline, 24 hours. This tends to be a standard. So again, that notification update that you guys have access to in your profile, having that set to a daily reminder is just going to ensure that you get that quicker. Your price minimum, maximum, any notes that you have for the agent, you can send in there. Obviously, you also have access to this agent's email. You can always shoot them an email or a text as well and let them know that you sent that referral over to them. And then you would just send it out broadcast. So that's how you guys use the referral network, both within Connect and Command. If you guys have any questions, just let me know.